Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is some Devil May Cry 5 footage, and apparently it is footage against a boss. It's footage of a Japanese player and Japanese people talking, so unfortunately I've had to mute the audio. But what can you do, right? What can you do? Someone in the comments is currently being like, well, you could shut up so we could listen to the game. And I agree with you, sir, but then again, it wouldn't be a reaction, would it, if I did that? So, I haven't seen this. This is a cutscene of the boss that I've watched a video of somebody fight, and I have no idea what Dante is holding there, but it looks a whole lot like Spada. Is that Spada? And then this guy has a really spiky sword. So, super spiky sword versus super spiky sword. God, this guy looks super cool. I'm glad that this boss looks like this. This is a Voltaic Black Knight Cavalier Angelo. So he's part of the Angelo people, which is interesting. It's nice to see that they're sticking with something that 4 did, which is cool. This guy's jumping around everything. Oh, whoa, that looked fucking awesome. So he used Prop Shredder just then to counter the boss superbly, and it almost stunned him. This looks really interesting. So he's putting his guns on right now and shooting the boss. I don't know if guns is the thing to do right now, but this player seems to know what he's doing, so maybe that's the trick. I haven't seen anybody. Oh, whoa, that looks sweet. He did like a slide. Dude, this fucking guy, man, he's dancing around this boss. This is awesome. This is really cool to see. There's the big thing. He jumps over it like a traditional Devil May Cry player. Here he goes with the shotgun again. Maybe he just likes the shotgun. It's interesting to see somebody using the gun so effectively. Nice dodge. Beautiful gameplay right now. Oh, and then interrupts him with a Stinger B into the Capoeira. This video is a little bit darker than the last one. I don't know what that's about, but still the gameplay is superb. Can you stop these attacks by attacking? Dude, if you can parry by attacking, that's fucking sweet. I hope you can. And is he taunting him? What's going on here? This is interesting. Oh my god, he's on the bike! He was on the bike. He's now off the bike, but we had a moment there of excitement. What is happening? A couple of air hikes, shooting with the gun. He's just toying with him. I'm assuming the person who's talking is telling us a whole bunch of cool stuff in Japanese, and the person playing is intentionally just kind of showing off the boss. Which, dude, this is really cool to see. He took a little bit of chip damage. I didn't see when that happened. Oh, he took damage just then, but nice to see somebody styling on it, isn't it? Doing really creative, weird things against a boss that looks very intimidating. This dude's just driving the motorcycle repeatedly into him. It's like that kid that keeps driving its toy car into your foot, trying to get your attention. A couple of air hikes, changes his guns, trying to do the shotgun stinger into a roll cancel. The boss does the teleport and lands it. Getting caught a bit more now, but it's all good. We're still seeing some cool stuff. There's the devil trigger. I really like the devil. Oh my god, hey! We got to see the flying mode. Nice. The Alistair traditional winged devil form, even though it's nothing like Alistair, but still nice to see that. Technically, do they call it air raid, or does it have to spin and shoot lightning to be air raid? But you know what I mean, guys. Here we go. So he stuns the boss. Couple of hits. I'd love to see him jump cancel. I just want to see what it looks like. But apparently there was somebody at Gamescom that got to do a bunch of runs, and he has some really, really good gameplay, so I might try looking into some of his gameplay to see what he does. That is definitely a taunt. That was the bend forward clap, wasn't it? The Souls player in me wants to hurt that boss during that charge up section, but then the Devil May Cry player in me doesn't know whether or not it's a good idea. Ooh, Royal Guarding. More Royal Guarding. So he guarded a ton of attacks just then, and it only filled 1 bar, and you've got like 10 bars or some shit, so I wonder what happens when you do a full release. It'd be really sick to see that. Because I don't want Royal Guard to take 50 hours to charge up, and then do incredible damage, because then that'll make it stupid. What that will do, if you don't know, is that will make it so that people will charge Royal Guard through the full level, and then they'll just instantly murder the bosses with a just release. And that's not how Royal Guard should work. Royal Guard should take some charging up, but certain moves should charge it a ton. And then you release it, and it should do really, really respectable damage, but it shouldn't be too ridiculous. Unless you distort it, maybe. If you can even do that, which would be cool to see if you can. But it'd be interesting anyhow to see what they choose to do with Royal Guard. Because Royal Guard is one of those things where in Devil May Cry 3, it was about the most skillful thing you could do. Because it was so harsh. The timing to hit just standing Royal Guard, very, very meticulous. So the just releases then, you deserved everything that you got. Because it was so very technical to do. And then you don't really see too much Royal Guard in Devil May Cry 4 outside of blitz manipulation, so there's probably people that still do it, but I most certainly did not mess around with it too much. I would these days, but that's what this game's going to be for, I think, and that's what's really exciting me. The fact that I'm a different type of player now. When I played Devil May Cry 4 back in the day, I was a Devil May Cry player. When I play Devil May Cry 5 now, I'm not really anymore. Like, I'll come at it at a very different perspective, but still with all of that experience and knowledge from the other Devil May Crys, and I'm hoping I can become better than I've ever been, and with those fresh eyes and those fresh strategies, I can bring some of the God Hand that I've learned, some of the Ninja Gaiden that I've learned, some of the Bayonetta, some of the Souls games like Bloodborne and things. All these different games that I've played over the time and got good at and learned to love, I'm hoping I can carry all of that into this new Devil May Cry and bring something different to the table that makes me just far superior than I could have ever been on my own. So that's really exciting. But now we've got some gameplay of this player just brutalizing the interesting looking Stegosaurus men. Anthropomorphized armadillos, I don't even know what you would call them. But they look interesting though, they look kind of like Frosts, slash Blades, slash that kind of enemy type. And he seems to be putting them in a world of hurt where they can't really do much. Oh, shotgun kills those instantly, that's good to know. So it might be the best idea to use your gun against those plants. I didn't realise that from the other player. And then we have the sexy looking dude with the double blades, who reminds me for some reason of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, which doesn't even have double blades, so I don't even know why that's the thing, but it does. Here we go. Oh, it can... Oh, interesting! It can spawn enemies. That's what this creature does. This creature is the equivalent of that dude that used to carry that huge casket and release those trapped souls, who everybody loved, right? Nothing better than an enemy that repeatedly spawns sins. On one of the hardest games ever made. Ooh, that looked cool. I do like that flipping launch attack. Really, really sweet. And then we have a couple of the other enemies. Oh, there it was! That was the rave dance, right? I completely just blanked and didn't realise that's what that was. That was definitely the ender of it, anyway. Yeah, that's what he's doing there. Ooh, interesting. So the enemy interrupts his combo, he just guards it, and then he just releases it against the creature. And the just release pose did nothing for me. I hope that looks nice the next time I see it. Let's have a look. So the crazy looking Angelo dudes. You know, here's something for you, which is really stupid now when you look back on it. I never drew a contrast between the Bianco and Alto Angelos to Nilo Angelo from the first game. Never even once did my brain correlate them. And now that I'm seeing this, it's like the most obvious thing to do, but I never did it. And I don't know why. I guess there comes a point, doesn't there, where you play the game so much for gameplay that you completely don't even remember half of the lore and the story and everything. So what does the fire mean? Do you have to combo to set the Gilgamesh on fire? Or is it an input, maybe? Ooh, that backdash looked cool. Nice streaking backdash. There's the Royal Guard, sorry. Another Royal Guard. Dude, the Royal Guard is going to be so slick in this game. Just watching people use it makes me want to learn it. And I've never been a guy that wanted to learn Royal Guard because it was hard as shit back in the day. But it must be said, I am a much more capable player now, so hopefully I'll be able to do that. And then this looks like the trailer, doesn't it? So I think this might be the end of the new gameplay, guys. But what did you think? Are you excited? The more I see of this game, the more I am definitely starting to dig it. And in spite of the fact that I have issues with various things, I still think it's going to be a really fun, cool game. And if it plays half as good as I want it to, it's going to be something to watch, guys. We're going to be very, very, very spoiled for choice in the coming year. Lots of cool shit happening. Speaking of cool shit happening, he just dodged something with a capoeira kick then. That looked amazing. Really, really cool. But thank you for watching, and I will speak to you again in some more of this gameplay footage that I'm going to be analysing and reacting to, because people seem to enjoy it, and I haven't seen any of it, so it's always cool to see something new, right?